This is the 3pm Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
This is T-Shirt Weather by Circa Waves.
Welcome to the 3pm Takeover with Hope and Victoria. That's a good song to start a Wednesday afternoon, if I do say so myself.
I've never heard of any other song they've sung except that one, but I love that one.
Oh, neither. I don't want to be too
They're a
early.
one-hit wonder.
They could be a one-hit wonder, that's what I was going to say. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Happy Wednesday and or Friday. Now that, if you're listening on Friday, that's awesome. I feel like we have to say this every week now.
Every week.
I want to start real quick by telling a little story of something strange that happened to me. And this is a very personal happening, like it didn't affect anyone else. I was walking out of the train station the other day and a guy passed me and he was carrying a bag of chicken twisties.
Okay.
I was kind of shocked because
they were chicken twisties, which is gross.
No, because I haven't seen them on the shelves in over a year and I actually thought they were discontinued and I was like shocked. I swear it was like seeing someone come back from the dead. I was like, oh my God, they still exist. And I was like walking slightly shocked.
And they do look like they've come back from the dead because they're really faded compared to like normal coloured twisties. You know what?
They're slightly radioactive coloured, yes.
I can't be dealing with chicken twisties, so if they're alive or not, I wouldn't know.
Oh no, I don't. I used to eat them as I was a kid, but like now I don't like the taste. But I literally just hadn't seen them in any Coles or Woolworths that I went to. Like I haven't seen them anywhere.
I've never looked.
Oh, I like cheese twisties, so I'm
same.
They're always next to each other. Anyway, that was my like weird happening for the week. So if you guys had a weird happening as well, please let me know.
If something came back from the past to haunt you, a discontinued grocery product.
And if you guys didn't know that chicken twisties still exist and you're just as shocked as I am, please let me know so I don't feel so alone. I was so confused and so shocked. But so I was catching the train because I was going to and from work that day. And I always find it strange at work when someone gives you a job, because I'm a junior freelance designer, so I answer to everyone. And so someone will give me a job and I'll do it and I'll come back and be like, it's done. What's the next step? Who would I handle it? And they go, oh, you've already done it. That was meant to take you like 3 hours. It's been 20 minutes. And I was like, did you read the job you gave me? It was like renaming a file. Yeah. Like sometimes it's so strange.
I feel like in the workplace, people never have the right expectation. Like I've been in the same position. Like I report to people too. And they'll be like, oh, you've done it already? Or they'll do the whole, wait, you've only just finished that? Like they're never like, oh, okay. Like it took you the time I expected. It's always like it took you way too long or you did it way too fast for them. And then they can't think of anything else for you. And they're like, just sit down. Yeah. I'll email you.
Which when I was an intern, I didn't mind sitting and doing it. Like it was boring, but I was like, whatever. But now that I'm getting paid, I feel really bad. I'm like, you're just like
you can't
paying
sit
me to
and
do
doing
nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't like doing nothing. I like to be kept busy. So even if it's a really insignificant job, if you want me to rename 100 files, I will do it. Give me something to do.
I agree. I'd rather be doing something than just kind of sitting there doing nothing. But
and then you can't just like, oh, I'll do nothing, like sit on Facebook, because that just looks unprofessional. Yeah. You literally like there's nothing to do. It's it's work purgatory.
I work in media, so Facebook is like totally acceptable.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm probably doing work. I'm not actually doing work, but I probably would be. Like that, you could assume that I would be if I had it open. But that gets me thinking about people that are just slow at doing things generally. It really frustrates me. Like I've been behind people today that are like, really slow to get on the train.
Oh my gosh.
Really slow to drive around the corner. Really slow to walk into a lift. Really slow to order a coffee. And I'm like, just go a bit faster. Like, don't you have stuff to do with your life? Like,
what gets me is during peak hour, there's always that person we're going down the escalators into the station and they stand on the right. And you're like, you stand on the left and you walk on the right. It is not
like,
a hard
why
system.
do you not know this?
Like it happened like yesterday morning. This girl and her friend were standing there like next to each other chatting, and like the person in front of me was like and the girl was like, oh, and like stepped to the side. I was like,
the whole aggressive throat clear is my favorite thing.
Or the passive aggressive, excuse me. And they have to like, and then people are like, and there's like a queue of people waiting to like leg it down the escalator. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Like if you've been in any country where we drive on the left, you stand on the left.
If you're a tourist, I can understand it. But like, if you're
if you're catching a train, what are the chances that you're actually a tourist? You're like at peak hour as well.
And that's the thing. I'm like, if you're traveling in peak hour and you're from a huge city like Sydney, you must know how peak hour works. Like, if you can't keep up, like, don't be there. Or get out of the way.
Or you look around and follow what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and just don't get in the way. It's like someone that is walking along and then decides they're going to change direction. Instead of like nicely looping, they'll just reverse through the crowd. And you're like, you can't do that.
Or someone will be walking and they'll just stop. And you're like, what are you doing?
The people that stop.
If you realize you need to stop, you have to curve towards the edge of the group and like, you know,
wait by a wall.
Yeah.
Not stop dead in the middle of the road.
You don't do a right-hand turn. You do a curved turn.
A gradual turn.
Yeah, you gradually pull to the side. You don't stop in the middle of the hallway.
This is the kind of stuff that gets on my nerves every day.
Let's listen to a song that's not about work. It is literally about the opposite. Here's Holiday by Vampire Weekend.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. You're listening to Radio Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3 with Hope and Victoria. And we were just talking about people that do things slowly. Gosh, they get on my nerves. It's really difficult. It's been a long day. People have been in my way.
That song was meant to like calm you down and not make you think of annoying people
didn't.
anymore. Yeah, the end maybe didn't help.
I can't get annoying people out of my head. It's the thing. But on a totally different note, we are nearly at the end of March, which is crazy because my birthday is at the beginning of March and I feel like that just happened, or so is yours.
Our birthdays.
Our birthdays are in the first couple of days of March. So the fact that it's already the end of the month is tripping me out because I feel like I just got over the whole birthday thing. So I was looking into March. Apparently March is called March because of some Romanian thing many years ago that was like a political coup where they all marched in and like took someone over. But there are quite a few interesting festivals / things that happen around the world in March. So I thought that I would tell you a few of them.
Well, I feel like a few of them are going to be obviously spring festival kind of things because it's spring in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, they kind of are and they aren't. I tried to find ones that like weren't seasonal or more March based. But in Nepal and India in like the middle of March every year, they have the Festival of Colour, which I have
Holi
heard
festival?
of. I think so. The one where everyone throws like coloured water
I really want to
and
go
like
do
coloured
that.
powder and paint all over each other.
Yeah.
And apparently it represents love. I don't see how.
I really want to go to that. Someone I know like
if I throw
just
paint
went.
on you, it means I love you. That's so odd.
That is like the only way to say I love you.
Clearly.
Yeah, someone I know went to that recently and they had their Facebook photos up and I was like sitting at work and I was like, I want to be there. I don't want to be at work.
Doesn't that sound fun? That's really cool. And how cool is this one? In Mexico, in March, they have the Night of the Witches, which is where healers and supposed witches from Mexico, from all over the country, gather together for their annual witchcraft ceremony and conference.
And conference.
And
I
conference
imagine them all,
updates.
I imagine them all like checking in and getting lanyards and registering their names and
Yeah, I thought that was really strange. And this one is a really interesting one. In Indonesia, they have a day of silence in March. So an entire 24 hours where it's completely silent, and it's right after Balinese New Year, which is like a massive celebration. There's heaps of like music and there's big festivals and processions in the streets. And then they go 24 hours where they're completely silent. Everything is closed, including the airport.
oh wow.
Isn't that crazy? That's like really extreme. Like if an airport's closed.
Is it the day after?
Yeah, it's straight after
So
the Balinese New Year.
It's just a hangover and everyone's asleep.
I was going to say.
And no one wants to go to work. Everyone pulls a
Nobody
sickie.
needs to be around anyway.
Everyone chucks a sickie and they're like, day of silence is what we're going to call it. Everyone's like, and everyone's, shh, no, my head. I'm sure it's a lot more spiritual.
I quite like that.
But as soon as you said after the New Year's, I was like, well.
No, this makes it so much better. I'm totally going to think of it as being your way. I think that sounds amazing.
I'm sorry, people of Indonesia, if I've offended you, but let's be honest, it's what it sounds like.
And in the USA, they have Cayocho, which I think is something that's referenced in like many Pitbull songs. Because Pitbull is from Miami, so that could be why. And it's the world's largest street party, which has been happening annually in March for nearly 40 years now in Little Havana, which is the Cuban district of Miami, which I've been to, and it's like the coolest place. A little dodgy, but it's really quite cool.
I feel like that's exactly where I would
biggest
expect
street party
Pitbull
ever
to be.
That is where Pitbull
That's
would
where I
be.
expect him to be every
Because he
March.
sings his songs in the middle, he'll be like, yeah, Cayocho, like all the time. So that made me want. I never knew what that was, but now I do.
Thanks, Pitbull. He's just trying to educate the world and let them have a good time. His
I
intentions are so
learn
pure.
something from him every day.
Like how someone can be a fireball and international love. Teaching everyone about international love.
Pitbull's great.
We should play more Pitbull.
We should. I really like his songs. I'm going to think about that one. And of course, the other one, which obviously is so huge every March, is St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah, I always forget that that's in March.
Yeah, it's like this week. And obviously St. Patrick's Day is an Irish festival, even though we celebrate kind of all around the world, and there's big parades with lots of beer and lots of leprechauns and everything Irish related, lots of money things.
I really want to go
Feast of St. Patrick.
to Chicago during St. Patrick's Day because they colour the river. They
they?
put green dye in it, and so it's green for the day, and it's like a bright green.
That's amazing. I never knew that.
It looks, I've seen like photos and it looks amazing. Like
Oh.
seriously, everyone just go Google it. It looks so cool. Jumping back from America to Australia, our next song is by an Australian artist. If you're a YouTube fan, you may have heard of him, Troye Sivan. If you've seen the Wolverine origin story, he plays baby Wolverine.
Does he?
As like a fun fact, he's an actor as
Oh.
well. Yeah. And
They always are, aren't they, these people?
they're so
Slip
multifaceted.
into every career.
And this is his song Wild. It's from his new album. Please enjoy. I love this song. So if you don't enjoy, we can't be friends. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. Hope you enjoyed a bit of homegrown talent. He's from Perth, so it's not that close to home for us. But
Well, if he's not from the beaches, then, whatever.
there's a beach near him, I believe.
Oh, well, there you go.
Perth is, if
Perth
you
has
live in
coasts,
WA, you
right?
live on the coast.
Yeah. Pretty much if you live in Australia, you probably live on the coast. Well,
Yeah.
we know that we all live on the coast and the beaches.
Yep. Literally, it's in the name. So we're going to jump over to America for a little bit and talk about something that's been heating up in the last couple of months. And
What could that be?
the presidential elections?
Trump for president.
God, no. I
I just love that hair. They're selling Trump wigs at the newsagent.
Oh, God. I have like a semi-joke with a couple of friends who live in America that like if Trump becomes president, I have to like smuggle them home because they're like, he's not going to let us out.
Can you imagine? That would be the strangest thing.
It'd be like dystopic.
So
Like
weird.
legitimately scary. But I was talking to one of my American friends about the election because that's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. I'm not that politically minded, but it came up. And he was saying that even from Americans' point of view, it's become almost like a reality show. Like it doesn't feel real. And,
Yeah,
and
it
all
is
their
like that.
news is like really strange. Like, did you hear? So Ted Cruz, who is on the same kind of side as Donald Trump. See, I don't even know who's who.
Yeah, no.
But this rumor went around on the internet that he was the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
Okay, the funny thing is, when the Zodiac Killer, the couple of years that he was active was around 1968. Ted Cruz was born in 1970, and yet people still actually legitimately believe that he was the Zodiac Killer.
But it's like I read something
So
online.
it's like a
the
reality
other
show.
day.
It's so strange.
Yeah, because Donald Trump has Swiss, like a Swiss grandparent or something, or something around there. And there's rumors going around that he's Hitler reincarnated and things like that. Like they're drawing parallels between, like Jews being kept in one place and Muslims being kept in one place and like all these things. And like it gets so out of hand. And I think like I know America affects the world, but like if we get so much news about it here, imagine the scale when you're actually living there.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's out of this world.
When I was there over December and January, like everything I heard about, and I didn't even watch that much TV because
it just finds you, right?
I couldn't like work the TVs because there's so many channels. But like, yeah, every other person I spoke to and every American friend I now have on Facebook, almost every other post they do is about the election. It's such a big deal.
Yeah.
And people are so like, here you're not like, it's weird to ask someone who they vote for, but over there it is so vocal.
Yeah, it's actually it's almost sort of taboo in Australia to ask somebody who they vote for. Like it's not really it's not something you kind of do in civilized conversation. But
over there
it's
people,
a big deal in the States and it's a big game and everybody knows and you campaign
and people
posters
literally
on
like
your house.
you'll meet someone, they'll be like, and who are you voting for?
Yeah.
And it's like one of the first questions, and it's and I kind of got into it. Like I'd meet people and like later on in the conversation I'd be like, oh, so who are you sort of voting for? And if they said Bernie Sanders, I'd be like, cool, we can keep talking.
Yeah.
If I met, like, I luckily didn't have to talk to anyone who was like, I'm going to vote for Trump, but I don't even know what I would have done. I'd be like,
'Cause, like,
what is wrong with you?
Yeah, disclaimer, we were both in the States very recently, so we kind of got the brunt of all this, and we were talking when we came back about how intense it is. But yeah, it's
crazy.
strange to have a candidate that is not a politician per se, like he's a businessman, and the fact that like it was a bit of a joke when he said that he was going to run and now he's actually doing very well. It's almost become really worrying all of a sudden.
It's terrifying.
Because one of those things, like people get into this groove. It's like, when you vote for the person that's obviously not going to get it and then you're like, hang on, everyone did that and now that person's really popular. Like, what have we done?
I mean, the guns and fishing party.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, The Simpsons about 5 years ago ran an episode that was like obviously all their episodes are gags, and it was just the concept was, what if Donald Trump ran for president?
Yeah.
And it's terrifying because it was it was before he even mentioned it, and so they made this episode, everyone laughed at it.
Kudos to the writers. Like,
I know, it's so crazy the
predict that.
foresight for that. Something I saw on the internet that was really funny. Someone had taken a photo of a Donald Trump, one of those like signs in someone's front yards.
Yeah.
And they just written, how tacky, put away your Halloween decorations. It's January. I
That's so
really
funny.
appreciated that.
You know what though? People are actually coming out with kind of really strong pro-Trump arguments, which, you know, like I am politically minded, but I try not to take, I guess, like a really strong personal interest in politics that are not directly affecting me in the sense that I'm not a citizen.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are coming out with these positive comments about him and are saying, you know, like, it's not like the country's been run that well by people that do know about it. So maybe having a figurehead that's slightly ignorant will almost somehow revert itself and be beneficial. And at least at the end of the day, he's got a business mind, and the biggest problem in America is debt. So people are coming out with all these positives, which, like, I guess are far-fetched, but it's interesting to sort of hear both sides.
I guess, but it's like they're ignoring all the actual good that Obama did. Everyone assumes that he didn't do any good because he hasn't risen anything up, but he came into like the country when it was like in a hole,
mess.
and he's brought it back to ground level, and people going,
Yeah.
oh, you haven't built anything above ground. It's like, well, I've been getting it back to ground.
But you know what it is in politics? You know, you can be doing so well for 8 years. You do like one not so great thing, that's the only thing people are going to remember. Like, people only focus on the negatives, especially in politics.
You know what annoys me more is because it's Trump and how outrageous he is. He gets so much press. Like, even we're talking about him. A small community radio show on the Northern Beaches in Australia is talking about Trump, and somehow that's almost helping him, and I hate that. So let's talk about Bernie Sanders, because I just want to like throw it. If I was an American, I would vote for him.
I am Hillary Clinton.
See, Hillary would be
Women
my
for
second
power.
choice. As long as, that's the weird thing.
I was going to say, you're not going for the women in this?
Well, that's the weird thing. Someone, so I was talking to someone, I was saying, the weird thing is, this is the first time we have a woman actually running for president, and I want an old white man to win, because I want Bernie Sanders to win. And like, I think Hillary would be good, but I think there's a lot of holes in her campaign.
Yeah.
If she's Swiss cheese, Donald Trump is a black hole, but Bernie Sanders, at least he feels more sound, and he actually seems to care.
Donald Trump is like a baby bell in politics. Like, he's not even...
He's a baby. Like, he's
a baby bell.
He throws tantrums.
Whereas
I feel sorry for everyone running.
Bernie Sanders is like a solid cheddar, like a ripened old cheddar.
Yes.
Cheese gets riper with age, right?
Exactly.
Let us know your thoughts on the US election, on Donald Trump, any of those things, by writing on our Facebook page, facebook.com/the3pm takeover. And we will be right back after this. City of Blinding Lights, this is Radio Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3. You're listening to the 3pm takeover, and that was an official song request from one of our listeners, Jill, in Davidson. So thank you for the recommendation.
Good choice.
I know it is a good choice. I love a bit of you too. And if you want to recommend a song, send us an email, the 3pm takeover at outlook.com, or send us a Facebook inbox message, tweet us, any way that you like to communicate. We will respond, and
Carrier
we will
pigeon?
schedule in your song. Carrier pigeon.
Smoke signal, Morse code. I mean, we can't actually decipher those, but if that's your jam, like, get it, jam. Go for it.
Very
by all
funny.
means, we will learn Morse code to
Just to
decipher your song. We are so committed to the show.
We really like hearing what kind of songs you guys want on the show and playing the kind of music that you want to hear for your afternoon. So keep the requests coming.
Yeah.
And, okay, so I have news. Something major is happening next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've been challenged. It is actually a fundraising thing, but I'm going on a juice fast. So I have to go out and buy like $50 worth of vegetables. Like, it's vegetables only. And all I can do...
It doesn't even taste good. You can't even put fruit in there to make it taste nice.
No, it's vegetables. I don't get to eat solid food for a week. Vegetable smoothies 3 times a day for a week. So yeah, you go an entire week without solid food, and I'm really hesitant because I like green smoothies, but not 3 times a day for 7 days. So I'll see how I go. But it kind of got me thinking about the weird things you can do with like food and dieting.
I feel like there's lots of I'm just thinking about now. There's lots of vegetables that like I would never put in a liquid form.
Yeah,
To
like
eat,
some
let
of the
alone
ones I'm going to have to do. A lot of things are like, now add 12 carrots.
Just casual amount.
One of them had 5 pears. I was like, I don't want the equivalent of 5 pears in smoothie form.
Pear is not a vegetable. You can't drink that.
Oh, no, there's a couple of fruits added. One of them is pear. They're not exciting fruits. They're not like, oh, strawberries.
Is it apple? Because apple bogs everything.
It's apple.
Apple's in any smoothie you buy. It could be like something that is the furthest thing from the taste of apple. There will be an apple in it, I guarantee.
Yeah. No, the only fruits involved in this are apple, pineapple, and pear. So like
pineapple.
staple
I love pineapple.
smoothie foods. Yeah. So
there have been some really weird diets that like become popular and then go away and over the years.
So like last year was kind of the year of the paleo diet, which is a bit infamous, and that
still don't
really controversial.
Totally know what. Every time I feel like it's gone too far that now I can't even ask what it is because it's gone too far that I'm like, I don't even know what it is. But
so
I'm just
confused. There are so many rules.
I'm just like, oh yeah, paleo. Mm-hmm.
I got to like reading about morning tea where you can eat like 1.5 almonds only, and I was like, that
oh my gosh,
activated almonds, not normal almonds.
Oh, they have to be activated.
And so I was like,
if your nuts aren't activated, what are you doing with your life?
Every time I think of
eating empty carbs.
Every time I think of diets, I always think about this this newspaper piece I read once. I was really young, about a model in Russia, and all she ate were lettuce leaves, and once a week she had a cube of cheese.
That reminds me of
otherwise all she ate was lettuce leaves.
The Devil Wears Prada, which is like, I eat nothing at all, and when I feel like I'm going to faint, I have a cube of cheese.
Yeah.
I find that some of the diets are so outrageous, but every time I hear about them, it always reminds me. I remember years ago there was that weird ad, and it was like this lady was like, I'm doing the straw diet, and she's like, soup is a yes. She's like anything that fits with the straw. And then she'd be like, Tim Tams are a no. She's like trying to suck up a Tim Tam with a straw. That's all I ever think of when people say diets. Someone's like, Tim Tams are a no. The straw diet.
You can't sip a Tim Tam.
And she's like sipping soup, and she's like, it's really hot. I remember that. But there's always like, what's that other on the is it the 5 and 2 diet where you like don't eat anything all week and you're allowed to eat on the weekend or something?
Yeah, there
you
are
eat like
a lot of
a certain
amount
grams of food during the week.
There are a lot of diets that claim like, you eat really healthily 6 days a week, and then for 1 day of the week you just play yourself with like whatever.
Cheat day.
Because like it's better for your body to absorb heaps of bad stuff at once than to like eat something bad every day.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's better to like just blast yourself for a day. Like it is actually proven to be better.
I mean, if The Rock does it, then that's probably why.
Yeah,
he has the most amazing. If you follow him on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. He has the most amazing cheat days.
Yeah,
he'll eat like 12 pizzas to himself. He's like, cheat day. And I'm like, God bless Dwayne.
Stuff. People do stuff. But I found out some really odd diets that were big. So I looked up like diets that have been massive in 2015. There is the mono meal diet where you only eat fruits or vegetables. That sounds okay, normal enough. But at every meal, you can only eat that one individual thing. So for example, for breakfast, you can have like 3 pears. Lunch can be like a punnet of strawberries, but you can't like mix in, like one meal must be like one thing.
How strange.
And dinner is like 5 cucumbers.
But like, it's not about, how do I say this? Like,
it's not about singular
It's not about number, it's about quantity. Like you could eat 1 chocolate bar and you could have like, I don't know, 400 strawberries, and they're going to equal the same thing, but that's technically within the rules because you're only having only having strawberries. Like,
yeah.
But like, imagine if you just did bananas and you're like, I'm not full at 2, you eat like 4 and you're like, so much potassium. Like, what do you do?
But you never know. I mean, in this day and age, they're finding sugar in like cucumber, so you never know.
Oh, there's sugar. I'm sorry. I'm clearly not a healthy person. I eat healthy, but like, I'm not crazy about it. Like,
yeah.
Like some of the things people come up with, I'm like, really?
All
of a sudden, this is bad for you. Like, it's like the whole...
every year, they come out and they do a new health thing, and they're like, this year, nuts are really bad. And they're like, this year, eggs are really bad. Like, they change it every year. There is the coolest thing going around at the moment. There's this thing online called Diet Bet, which is like you go online and it's a willpower thing where you have to stick to a diet. It's like an internet thing, and you can challenge people or random people, and it's competitive. And you have to kind of compete for dieting supremacy.
That is so clever.
And you win money because the idea is like it hits you where it hurts most, which is the wallet. And the website said that since they started last year, there's been more than $6 million like that's exchanged between people. Because people are like motivated by money.
I was going to say.
Which totally makes sense.
That's really good.
To diet.
Like if someone put a plate of chocolate biscuits in front of me and was like, if you eat one, it won't be healthy for you, I'd probably still eat one. If someone said, I will give you $10 if you don't eat one, I wouldn't eat one. I want $10.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not
actually quite clever.
I'm not competitive, but you know what it is? I think it's because we all grew up watching Who Dares Wins.
Oh yeah.
So deep down we're like, it's like Who Dares Wins.
Yeah.
Can I just like not eat the plate of biscuits? But it's like the opposite because they're like, if you eat the plate of biscuits in like 10 seconds, you get $100. This is like the opposite of Who Dares Wins. Who diets wins.
If you don't eat anything, you get $10. But if you can scoff them, you get $100.
I would definitely scoff them. But I always
like that.
They always had the thing. It was like there was like on the street, like if you can eat a packet of Tim Tams in like a minute, they're always like, we'll give you $50. And I'm always like, where are you when I'm in the city? Because I could do that so easily.
And those people come out, and then diet people come out and say, if you stuff your face with a whole packet of Tim Tams, you trick your body into thinking that you only ate one because you ate it really quickly.
It's like that. You remember the old show Nanny Named Fran?
Oh,
It used to
yeah,
be
briefly.
they'd have pizza and she'd be like, and she'd put two pieces on top of each other and someone would be like, what are you doing? That's two pieces. She goes, oh no, when you eat it like this, the body doesn't know.
That is the best thing I've ever heard.
It's so good. I miss The Nanny. That was like the best show.
Yeah, that is so funny. What else is funny is the apple cider vinegar diet. And it's
apple
really...
cider vinegar tastes like ass. I'm gonna put it out there.
It's really popular with celebrities, especially Heidi Klum.
It's
Let's be
really-
fair,
it's
Heidi
really-
Klum looks great. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
It's really good when you have. I have it when I have a cold. My dad always
Yeah.
makes me drink it in water, and I hate it,
Ew.
but it does help. Like you dilute it with water. I mean,
Oh, I see. So apparently all you have to do is drink 3 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar before every meal because it curbs your cravings and makes you not want to absorb fatty foods.
that's a lot less than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like you have to drink it instead of water. Like,
No. Like you just have to have 3 teaspoons before you eat. So that sounds quite
sounds
easy.
reasonable.
It sounds doable.
But think how hard that second teaspoon is, because you've already got the taste, and you're like, ah.
But you know what? If that's the trick to looking like Heidi Klum,
I feel like there's probably
Spoons
a
ahead.
few more other things that go into that, like
so she's lying. If
very
that's all she does.
expensive hair and makeup and skin products. Probably a lot of her time is probably spent in the gym whilst I sit in an office chair at work all day.
This is true.
Her and I have very different lives.
And the other one that is really strange and kind of ties in with the whole like joke that we were talking before about models eating lettuce leaves is the cotton ball diet, which got really popular.
Oh God, is this what I think it is? Are you eating cotton balls?
You eat cotton balls because like they expand in your tummy and you feel full.
Oh God, that can't be helped. I mean, technically
No,
it's a plant,
like
but,
that. Technically, you're eating plants. It's vegetables, guys.
but like
Cotton
I don't
ball
even like
sandwich.
the feel of cotton balls. I don't want to eat that.
What if you put it in a sandwich? You wouldn't notice.
Yes, you would, because like when you bite into it and you pull, you know when you pull a cotton
fibers?
ball and the fibers like separate that feeling.
And they squeak.
Oh, I don't.
Can you imagine just opening your sandwich and be like, oh, cotton balls today?
But like you'd eat it and be like, as you ate it. Like, no.
I don't think the cotton ball diet is for me.
I don't think any of those diets are for me. I do the who diets wins.
Yeah.
That's the only one I do.
the online one.
Give me money to buy chocolates after I win.
You know what? As long as a diet is simple to follow, it's those really confusing ones where it's like today you have to add 10 more grams potassium than yesterday. Today you have to increase your fiber, but like take away this. I'm like, it's too confusing.
Yeah, I'm not even a very good cook to begin with, let alone knowing what fiber's in. I could name you like 2 things and I'd be like, well, I'm out.
Kale, because everything is in kale.
I was gonna say, isn't it in like those like old people cereals? Because they need more fiber because they're old.
Yeah.
Like bran flakes. They're always like bran flakes with like 10 times more fiber now, and you're like, oh, so regular.
Bran flakes. Oh God.
You know I'm right. Kale and bran flakes. Now there's a diet. Kale flavored bran flakes. I think we've hit a gold mine with this.
Oh yeah, kale cereal. That'll be next. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. takeover. That was very like techno boppy song. I sound so old every time I like talk about a song. I'm just like, what a techno boppy song. Where are my bran flakes?
So there, back to the bran flakes. Okay, I was going to point out that we just stopped the strangest conversation to come back on air. We were talking about those weird things that you use to shave your feet, which I believe are called pet eggs.
Okay, you say shave, and everyone's probably like, wow, they must have really like. Not, we don't have hobbit feet, like to
Shave
dead
the
skin.
dry skin off.
Because it's like the pet egg, but the other one's like the express petty, and I was saying I really want the express petty because you don't have to do anything. Like it's got a little rotor in it.
Pet egg is a good name though.
But it's cool because you open it and it keeps all the bits inside it. I have one.
And they have the ads where the person smiles and like tips all the bits in front of the camera, and you're like, I didn't want to see that.
But I hate the opposite where it'll have like an ad for like a razor, and they're like, or no, it's the worst is when it's an ad for like a home wax kit, and they're just like waxing like hair-free legs.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're like,
always the way.
yeah, and they're like, oh, it's so easy. It's like, of course it's easy. You don't rip it anything
You
out.
don't have any hair. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, they're going to hire a hairy person to do the ad. But anyway,
I would respect a company so much more if they had an actual person with like hairy
hair?
legs actually shaving or like actually waxing. Like that would
this is
just
true.
Even though I didn't notice it for years until someone pointed out, and I'm like, oh my God, they're all hair free. Like,
But moving on from that, our suburb focus for the week.
suburb focus.
Yep,
You're not
we've
going to skip a week
actually-
without me doing that.
We've combined 2 suburbs. Okay, so this week we've got Bilgola Beach and Bilgola Plateau, which were gazetted as suburbs in 2012, dividing the previously larger suburb of Bilgola.
May
so
I
now
ask,
they're separate.
are the Bilgola Bends in Bilgola Beach or Plateau?
Plateau.
Good to know.
So there we go. The name is derived from the Aboriginal term bulgula, meaning swirling and moving waters.
Oh,
And then
road, evidently.
Yeah, and then road. And in 1822, it was named Belgoola before being simplified as Bilgola. And I have an interesting fact about the road since we're talking about it. So the twisting bypass road that goes over the beach and takes you to the north side was planned and constructed in the 1960s. And it was not actually supposed to be as twisty as it is. So in the plans, in the plans they were going to build a.
Did someone sneeze while they're drawing? They're like, achoo! And like, oh, I guess we'll draw them like a curve.
No, so they had to do the first bit to get around the plateau, but then they were going to do like a little suspension bridge between the north and south headland. But they never got round to it because the road was kept as it is because of the amazing view that you get over the beach. So it's difficult to drive on, but because you see the headland so well, they just kept it as is.
So it's now difficult to drive on and dangerous because you're looking at the view and you're like, whoa.
All I think of when I think of those suburbs, all I think of with Bulgola is that road.
Yeah.
It's so nice though.
I'm going to be honest.
Although the beach is really nice.
I didn't know it was a suburb until last year when I met someone who lived, because all I ever knew was Bilgola Bends and I thought it was like a section of the road. I've never been to that beach. I don't go to the beach.
Okay.
Who are you talking to?
No, so two suburbs, Bilgola Beach and Bilgola Plateau. Nearly 75% of Bilgola Beach and Bilgola Plateau's residents were born in Australia, which is one of the highest percentages of any suburb in the state.
Wow.
Which is quite interesting. So 75 is a lot.
And I didn't even know it was a suburb.
People. Well, there we go then. And interestingly, the Bilgola Surf Club is quite old because it was established after the drowning deaths of two quite well-known people.
Aww.
So a World War I aviator, Colonel Watt, drowned there in 1921.
Sorry, what?
And satirical novelist John Daly in 1935, who was actually the grandson of the person that like founded Bilgola many years ago. And so they were like, we better get a surf club because all these famous people are coming here and drowning. Which I can't see why you would drown because Bilgola is like really sheltered and everyone can see you from the beach. Like it's a really straight beach.
But maybe you couldn't in the 30s. Maybe people just weren't at the beach.
This is true. So if you live in Bilgola Beach or Bilgola Plateau, thank you for listening. Shout out to you guys driving home along the really bendy bypass up there. We hope you're enjoying the view. And if you're from Bilgola, let us know.
We will leave you to have an excellent Thursday. We'll see you again on Friday when we repeat it at 3 p.m. Until then, we're going to leave you with some Death Cab for Cutie. This is Black Sun. Have a great week.
Bye.